Good afternoon, Joseph. It's very nice to meet you. Before we begin, let's go over our signature page contract. We both need to sign and date it to make sure we're on the same page. I've provided you with a copy and I have my copy here. I will read this out loud so we both understand the information we are going to talk about in our interview. Dear Joseph, volunteer. I am a student in an interviewing skills class at Gaston College. I am required to practice interviewing skills with adult volunteers. I appreciate your willingness to work with me on my class assignments. You may choose to talk about topics of real concern to you, or if you may prefer to role play an issue that does not necessarily relate to you. Please let me know before we start whether you're talking about yourself or role play. Topics not permissible. Due to my status as a beginner trainee, depression, anxiety, or any other emotional concerns, domestic violence, parenting advice, relationship advice, thoughts of harming yourself or someone else, physical or sexual abuse of any type, topics that you would not discuss with anyone else, or topics that I might not be comfortable with discussing due to the nature of our relationship or my training level. Here are some important dimensions of our work together. Confidentiality. As a student, I cannot offer any form of legal confidentiality. Audio and or videotaping. I will be recording our sessions for my professional listening and learning. If you become uncomfortable at any time, we can turn off the recorder. The tapes may be shared with my college instructor and or students in my class. You'll find that the recordings does not affect our practice sessions as long as you and I are comfortable. Without additional permission, recordings and any written transcripts are destroyed at the end of the course. Boundaries of competence. I am an inexperienced interviewer. I cannot do formal counseling. This practice session helps me learn interviewing skills. I need feedback from you about my performance and what you find helpful. I may give you a form that asks you to evaluate how helpful I was. Thank you for your support by agreeing to volunteer your time during today's interview.
Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate your help. And for the purpose of today's interview, I would like to use the role-playing method.
Okay. You're welcome, Joseph. Now let's get started. Could you tell me what led you to seek help for your addiction?
Well, it's been getting worse, and I've realized that I can't handle it on my own anymore. It's affecting my job, it's affecting my relationships, it's affecting my health, it's affecting my sleep. I've just gotten to the point where I really believe I need help.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Joseph, it is essential to recognize when you need support. Can you describe how addiction has impacted various aspects of your life?
It's made me distant from my family. I've lost my job because I couldn't focus, and I started to experience health problems mainly due to lack of sleep.
Okay. It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by the consequences of your addiction, which is completely understandable. Let's explore further. Can you share more about your daily life and how addiction fits into it?
Sure. I find myself craving all the time. I tried to quit, but the cravings are just too strong. And every time I have a break during the day, an idea will pop into my mind. Therefore, I'll start craving again. Different things will trigger me.
It seems that addiction has a powerful hold on you, and the cravings make it challenging to break free. How do you feel about this struggle?
Well, it's frustrating because I know it's ruining my life, but I can't seem to stop. I just feel a compulsion to continue on. Every day it drives my life.
I understand your frustration. Joseph, let's consider what might happen if you continue down the path of addiction. What do you think the possible consequences could be?
Well, I might lose everything I care about. My family, my health could deteriorate more. Things could just get to the point where they're unbearable.
It's important to recognize the potential outcomes. Addiction can indeed have severe consequences. Now I'd like you to consider journaling about your experiences with addiction before our next session. Are you willing to give it a try?
Yes, I am. At this point, I'm willing to try anything that may help.
Great. That's great, Joseph. That's a positive step forward. And to summarize our conversation, you've shared how addiction has impacted your life, and we've discussed possible steps to address it, such as journaling. I'm here to support you in this journey to your recovery. Joseph, thank you for your willingness to open up about your struggles with addiction. It takes courage and acknowledgement for these changes. Just to get a little deeper into the situation, could you share more about when you first noticed these addictive behaviors and how they have evolved over time?
I think it started a few years ago with occasional use. Gradually became more frequent. I've tried to quit multiple times. Tried going to different centers, different treatment centers, but it keeps pulling me back in.
Understanding the progression of addiction is critical. You can pinpoint any specific triggers or events in your life that may have contributed to its escalation.
Well, stress at work, breakup with my partner were definitely triggers. I turned to addiction as a way to cope with those emotions or to hide those emotions.
I'm sorry to hear that you have had to face such challenging circumstances. It is common for people to use substances in a way to cope with stress and emotional pain. How have your family and friends reacted to your addiction? Have you confided into them about your struggle?
I haven't really talked to them about it. I'm kind of afraid to open up because of their judgments.
That's understandable to have concerns about their reactions. Joseph, we can explore ways to involve your loved ones in your recovery process when you are ready. In the meantime, have you considered any support groups or therapy options as part of your recovery plan?
I've thought about it. I've done a lot of research and looking up different things on YouTube and on the internet, but I'm not really sure where to start.
I can certainly help you explore those options. Stop it there. Free.
Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome, Joseph. Journey.
I guess my main goal is to regain control of my life and break free from the addiction and put all of the negativity behind me.
That's a significant and admirable goal. Joseph, let's work together to establish a more detailed plan for your recovery, including both short-term and long-term objectives. This will help us track and progress effectively. How do you envision your life once you have overcome addiction?
I imagine being more present with my family, finding a job I enjoy.
That is a very compelling vision of your future, Joseph. It is essential to keep that in mind as motivation during your journey to recovery. In our next session, we will get into talking strategies and coping mechanisms that help you achieve these goals. Until then, continue journaling your thoughts and experiences related to addiction. And remember, you're not alone in this. Is there anything else you would like to discuss or any questions you have at this point, Joseph?
No, I think we've covered a lot today. You've answered a lot of my questions, and you've given me hope to continue and to see what else I can do to end this addiction.
All right, Joseph, it's been a productive session. To summarize our conversation, you have been brave and you have shared your thoughts and struggles with addiction. You have also shared your aspirations for recovery. Remember, I'm here to support you every step of the way. We'll continue to work on working on your recovery plan in our next session.
Thank you.